has ordered the United States Navy to shoot and kill any boat.
Donald Trump just put us into another forever war.
The world is now in the biggest energy crisis in history.
Be sure that the next 2 months is going to be an ongoing absolute disaster, even if you open the straits tomorrow.
And cue the fire. Trump just went full kill mode while being in beast mode and thinking about going God mode. I have ordered the United States to shoot and kill any boat. And breaking news, this excursion, this two-week excursion that we won, might be the big one that we've all been waiting for. The pandemic was good. Again, that was another 2 weeks. 2 weeks, slow the spread. This is good. All things are good. Once we get through here, cutting off energy. Now, we cut off everything. That was our first try. We're like, okay, let's shut the entire economy down for 2 weeks. See how that turned out. How did it turn out? Pretty good, huh? Let's do it with energy. But again, just a 2-week excursion. This is energy. This is what runs the entire world. And people are now saying, wait a minute. So this might not be 2 weeks. We are facing the biggest security threat in history right now. Now let me ask you this. By cutting off energy, could this possibly cause mass chaos, mass panic? Rioting. Could this be the collapse that everyone's been waiting for? How about the draft? I know I might be stretching it with this one, but some people are saying, yep, this is the plan. And draft and military budget under $1 trillion. Oh, wait, now it's not under $1 trillion. Now it's 1.5 trillion and then 2 trillion. And who are we going to give the money to? Oh, okay. At least someone around here will have a job. That should stimulate GDP. I know, Bravo, don't get your panties in a bundle. It's an excursion. 2 weeks. So let me just fact check myself. ABC News. No, that's propaganda. Again, I read all of your comments. Can you just cut me a little bit of slack? Let's just go with maybe. It's like maybe he's a crackpot, but maybe he's onto something. But wait, he's of Jewish descent. I cannot trust. How about this guy that was just on Tucker? Oh, no, he's a crackpot. He's not even a professor. He's a high school teacher. He has a BA in underwater basket weaving. And Tucker, he's a paid shill on the left. Whatever your arguments are, just let's go with a maybe here. Maybe he's been lying to you. Let me just fact check myself with the excursion.
The president is well aware that the economy is still top of mind for voters, that these rising gas prices pose a real political problem for him. And yesterday he was out, he hit the road, and he tried to paint a rosier picture, downplaying those concerns about
morning as the war with Iran sends gas prices skyrocketing. President Trump trying to assure Americans that pain at the pump will be short-lived. Speaking to supporters in Kentucky, Trump declaring victory.
We've won. Let me say it, we've won. You know, you never like to say too early you won. We won. We won the bet. In the first hour, it was over. But we won.
But just minutes later.
We don't want to leave early, do we? We got to finish the job, right?
For the first time since starting this war, the president hitting the road to tout his economic agenda ahead of the midterms. Aware Americans remain focused on rising costs at home and gas prices at the pump, Trump repeatedly calling the conflict in the Middle East, which has killed 7 American soldiers and wounded some 140 others, both a war and a little excursion. A reporter then asking, so which is it?
Well, it's both. It's both. It's an excursion that will keep us out of a war.
Okay, so here we go. ABC News. I get it. They lean very left. A little excursion. He said that repeatedly. We've won. Okay, let's come home. This was March 13th. You happen to be one of those that are counting the days. Yeah, we went past 2 weeks. Now I want you to think, is it possible that this could be endless? And if you answered that question with yes, well, the odds are in your favor. Now the next question is, how bad will it get? And I've been saying every day, besides the stock market, we're trading that. Congratulations. Went big on April Fool's Day, posted it on the channel. I said, you may want to put $1 million there. Yesterday, I said, that's it. Today was a very profitable, easy day to trade. Here's my student. This was 3 trades, 279, and then we started chatting. Also, if you would like to learn how to do this, I just launched a brand spanking new course. I do limit how many people come in while I am filming. If you want the $299 price, you can get it, or you can wait till it's $399 or $499. the choice is yours. I'm just trying to provide solutions for this. Work after 65, that would be everyone. Wait, so you're telling me all the politicians lied to me? That getting a college degree and saving for retirement doesn't work? If I have time, this is a UCLA graduate. Really interesting story of what these kids are going through. But right now, let's discuss the what ifs. What if Tucker is right? What if the other Asian dude's right?
Strong possibility that Donald Trump will call a national draft in order to ensure the manpower to fight this war. Then you will have rioting in the streets. You have massive violence, in which case the National Guard is deployed. There's a plan to deploy the National Guard to all major American cities by April. And so, unfortunately, America is probably going to suffer many years of sectarian violence. Not a full-fledged civil war, but maybe something along the lines of the Troubles in Ireland. I'm not sure if you've seen this terrible movie called One Battle After Another. It's just a terrible movie, by the way, but it gives you insight into what a civil war might look like, where you have these insurgent groups fighting against the state.
Are we on the same page that this could end up being really bad? April 15th, you had to open up the Strait of Hormuz. You wanted your Vermouth Strait, either or. We're going to witness the bullwhip effect like no other. Again, remember Vid? Supply chain issues, we had some problems. The entire globe, we're protected. We're America. We're an island to ourselves, kind of. We do not want to even think about what the rest of the world will be experiencing in the next 2 weeks. If you guys want to get your travels in, I would say get them all in within the next 4 days, because the entire world is running out of energy. And just in case you missed it, what does Iran want? We know what we want, maybe. I don't know what the true goals are. Even going into this, it was start off with take out their nukes. Okay, congratulations, we won, we're done. Wait, hold on. We just need to finish it. Now I'm getting reports there will be boots on the ground. Just a lot of stuff I don't want to see. I was in the military. Not good. The Hormuz will remain blocked until 11 trillion in foreign Iranian assets are released. So they just want $11 trillion. If you thought that ransom was bad, they want it in the next 48 hours. But since he said that, you'd probably have 10 left. And now people are coming on TV like David. He's a quantum strategist. You can tell by the hair. That basically everything's running out. There will be chaos. More specifically, quote, we are going to run out of fuel in the global economy. Markets are in cloud cuckoo land. Is that what you call it? I don't know. It was a great swing up. Quote, isn't that interesting? Like, if you don't know any of this, it's basically right on track. Was shocked that bounce really just was like, yep, all-time highs. Okay, you got me on that one. I didn't know how hard that ball was going to bounce. We are moving. I guess retail's like, nah, we're all in. Markets only go up. We got DJT on our side. We are moving beyond initial inflationary effects. Again, the yachts, no care. The knots, they care. This is going to affect them. Gas, energy, the world, you name it. Everything stems from oil. Within a few months, we will be in an economy, that it's going to be fine for me, because I know where the sell button is. It's just really close to the buy button. Also, if you think that the energy issue is bad, wait until they cut the line. They said that they would. Cut 1, you have a regional shutdown. If you cut 3, say goodbye to the interwebs. That will be a gulf. Again, you're like, oh, I'm not over there, so me no care. That will be a blackout. Now, if you have big enough scissors, 5, you got Gulf banking, you got cloud, things that we do, trading, e-commerce, infrastructure, that all goes. Oh, and if you want to repair it, this isn't call the cable guy. This is a weeks. And this digital economy over here that's $2 trillion. Poof, gone. Now I'm going to argue with myself. Okay, we have redundant paths. So maybe it won't be that bad. maybe it will. Also, I'm not the only one who's talking this way. Redacted, kind of in the sandbox I play in. You've seen me, you've seen them. If you've seen them, you'll probably never see me because YouTube totally hates me. That's okay. I got my true friends, the ones that hit the subscribe button. Homies, try to figure all this out and make money from it.
Are we heading into a global disaster? Well, it appears that way. A few days ago, Professor Robert Pape posted this on X with an ominous warning. Within 10 days, parts of the global economy will start running short of critical goods. After 30 years studying economic sanctions and blockades, I don't say this lightly, not just higher prices, shortages. Markets are not ready for this. He posted that on April 12th.
Oh, Asian guy isn't the only one who's talking about this. I'm talking about this. It's just from a macro standpoint, it just kind of looks like it's going to be this way. From a consumer standpoint, right, the worst since the Great Depression, that's where everyone's at, right? Right down here. But if you're trading equities, you're having a great time. In my humble opinion, you got the yachts and the have-nots. Which side are you trying to work towards? And then you have, oh, but wait, bravo, we have a new Fed. He shall solve everything. Well, there's two things. If you're a macro guy, you go back in the past. Whenever there's a new Fed change, the market actually dumps. That would be big picture. Oh, I see dark clouds. I'm not going to trade it that way. So if people really understood the Fed, they would know it does nothing. I guess this is going to provide hopium for interest rates to go down because he's going to make them go down.
What we call AI in a couple of years, we'll just call business. And AI is going to make almost everything cost less. And the U.S. can be a big winner. And it's a hugely exciting moment. If I were to step back for a minute, if I were the president, what I'd be worried about is a central bank that doesn't see any of that. A central bank that is stuck with models from 1978, governance from a prior period, and don't recognize we could be at the front end of a productivity boom. And if I were the president, I'd be worried that they might not see it. And they might think economic growth is somehow going to be inflationary. I think we were probably in the early innings of a structural decline in prices. Ken sees it on the front lines of real businesses.
There you guys go. Rates are coming down. Inflation's coming down. Stock market will rip higher once he's in, except since 1930. S&P 500 crashes 16% within 6 months of a new Fed chair. When this just in, we just jumped another ship today. Congratulations, we got another one. At least we'll get more oil that way. Also, this just in, another oil refinery gets decimated. See, I think there is a plan to destroy energy. And it's, what is it, every day now? A new refinery just happens to blow up. Just to back the claim of, yeah, inflation go down because I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. If you were to compare the inflation of the past to today, I mean, we can go back to 2010, 09. Here we is. That's not so bad. Well, maybe this is actually good. In the next few years, energy, bad. I'm not seeing people anywhere that's like, they're popping hopium on this whole energy crisis. Bloomberg's kind of moderate. Are we okay here?
You seem to think this is going to get very bad. And I just want you to spell out why, because there is a degree of comfort that people have got that we're on a de-escalatory path.
Well, the comfort comes from the fact that the tankers only stopped arriving last week. It's a 40-day process. And so almost immediately what we've seen is the inventory numbers have now started to get scary, and it's just starting. But you're not at the stage of just outright crisis pricing. You're not at the stage where American very low share of their income goes to gasoline, 3, 4, it's 8, 9 in Germany. It's not that big a price. It's a sticker shock, but it's not really that huge an effect for the average American. Obviously, it's regressive and bad for poor people. So I think that the situation here gets worse simply because it's guaranteed. Normally when we're forecasting oil, we can be very, very wrong for extraneous reasons. In this case, we can be sure that the next 2 months is going to be an ongoing absolute disaster, even if you open the straits tomorrow, because it's just locked in by virtue of tankers. And the tankers are all in the wrong places. It probably means it's 3 months. So it's a very bad situation, and we're looking at where the supply chains are breaking. We focused on Australia, on jet fuel. People are talking about solvents in Japan for chip making today. You know, you'll see where the cracks really start to appear. And then finally, there's another issue, which is emergency inventories. The first slug is easy to release. The second slug, you're going to release it, but you're going to be scared.
All right, so now let's head over and take a look at the stock market. Looks like it's down today. I wonder if the indicators called it. You were trading intraday like today. That's such a good swing. Look at that. What I've said on the channel and in the course, it's pretty cool. You guys are gonna have these beatdowns. You'll have one swing. Yeah, no, cut it. The second one, enter. Take this, goes purple, out. Definitely that purple line, out. Trading this on NQ1, you go 110.75 times 20 is roughly $2,200, and then take on your day. You gonna keep going? You gonna keep going? You're gonna hit my price start? Come on. Sorry, I'm trading here. Here was market open. You open with the red candle, but wait, hold on. Green takes out red, enter. Confirmation, green, you win. Then look, the same pattern, green takes out red, enter. Now you're gonna be done. And right here on confirmation to the top, what you is at. I got 75, a $1,500 open, or you didn't get all of it. You got $1,000, whatever. It's on NQ1. I'm teaching this step by step, but if you're like, oh, that's a little much, MNQ, you just cut a little off of it. If a few $100 will help you out every day, hey, I got the solution. You could actually trade this way that I'm teaching, you know, oh, red, green, red takes out, right? This is silver. You turn on one indicator. Oh yeah, you're under the 220. I'm sorry, the 20, let's go. During this beatdown, could it have been a swing trade? I bet you it was. But the bigger picture on silver, because everyone wants to know, where's silver? Where's Bitcoin? If I don't say anything, it hasn't changed. I've been saying this since I've been accumulating a long time ago. A galaxy far, far away. You could always hold it. For me, if I double my money, come on. I could be wrong. I thought it was like that top. Wasn't it that top? Fifth in the 50s? Some people say 40s. I remember it was a top. It was like, well, okay. And then it's still running. And you see this trend line? So we're going to follow this. We're in an uptrend. This was crazy sauce, okay? That was this was manipulation. That was like, you ain't going anywhere. But I do have to be careful with manipulation, because when you do that, this always follows. The powers that be that can print endless amounts of debt to either buy or sell this, and they don't even have it. They don't have the silver, but they have the buttons. When you see a $1 trillion sell order come in, everyone's out. That is a liquidation event. That is a liquidity squeeze, grab. That'll shake out all those. Yeah, we're going to go to whatever. Then it's going to go to 200, whatever. And then, yeah, maybe they bought it here, and then it's just how it is. But you see this blue line? That's a trend line. How are we doing? Let's follow this on silver. Oh, see? We're still good. I still get the hate comments like, oh, you sold your silver. I have too much. And then when you double said too much, and then you use that money to buy other assets that actually have outperformed silver like insanity. I bought 2 of these during a downturn of the housing market. So weird. But again, it's the yachts, not your regular houses. It's the yachts and the have-nots. With that, keep buying assets, keep making your digits go up. I love you. I will see you tomorrow.